Today we're going to go into part 2 of why I'm shouting to the World Wide Web to stop doing the carnivore diet. Welcome everyone to my very humble life. Now, let's get into this part 2 of why I'm recommending people should stop doing the carnivore diet. Now, in my first video, I broke it down, but somehow people are missing the point. I'm not saying to never do the carnivore diet. I'm saying stop doing it after 3 months. 6 months is pushing it. You don't need to do it more than that 6-month max or that 3-month mark. You can get all of the benefits from doing a high-fat carnivore diet if you're smart in your application, but to completely stop eating plants altogether is so self-destructive unless you have mast cell activation. The point isn't to stop eating plants. The point is to fix the body that is not making the N-methyltransferase or the diamine oxidase, or you're not producing enough of these enzymes to break down histamine. That's the problem, not the plants. Plants have a lot of medicinal benefits if you don't overdo them. But really it comes down to an incredible weak gut wall. If you're on a carnivore diet and you feel amazing, and then you try to go back to plants and you can't, you're not fixed. You're not fixed. You're not supposed to go back to plants and feel sick. You haven't fixed the root cause of your digestive issues or your inflammatory reactions to the fattic acid or the salicylates, oxalates, glycogens, nitrates, lectins, saponins, tannins, glutens. Our bodies can tolerate these anti-nutrients. Most of us can if we don't have some incredible gene mutation. The problem is when you take a human and you modernize it and you become toxic and you develop a weak gut wall, and then you eat those plants, and now the checks and balances in your body, they don't work with the phytic acid. For example, spinach, high in oxalates, oxalic acid, binds to calcium, creates rocks in your kidneys. But in small amounts seasonally, you're going to get high levels of potassium in it. There are plants that have, amazing medicinal benefits. The problem is that we're throwing it in a smoothie and we're having a ton of salads and we're coming from the world of plant-based and we're afraid of fat or meat, and then people are eating a lot of plants but they have a weak gut wall because they weren't breastfed or vaginally birthed, or they've been on Accutane or antibiotics or birth control pills. And these things are weakening the gut wall, or they're exposed to heavy metals and toxins, pesticides, fillers, and dyes. Their gut wall becomes weak or weakened. Alcohol, smoking cigarettes, standard American diet, high blood sugar. And then you literally go and eat these plants and feel terrible. You develop a gut dysbiosis, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, your immune system tanks, your body can't deal with the parasites or can't deal with all the toxins. And then when you eat the plants with the phytic acid or the anti-nutrients, you can't tolerate them. It is not a point to be like Mikhaila Peterson where you are just eating meat, because if you try to eat anything else, guess what? You're not fixed. The point isn't to suffer and minimize, because the more you minimize your plant foods, the more you lose the ability to break down the histamine or the anti-nutrients that create the histamine. Plants, you want to get the good, and you want to be careful for the bad to not overdo it. Plants like milk thistle is amazing for the liver. There are so many plants that have incredible medicinal benefits, but if you can't tolerate it at all, carnivore isn't the solution. It's a temporary relief, just like fasting, so you can go and fix your shite. That's the point. So let's get this very clear. I never said don't ever do the carnivore diet in any way or any fashion or any context. I'm saying, and let's be very clear, to do it for the short term, to take down the fire, now fix the gut. Because it's just like lactose. Your body tolerates it, and then when you stop taking lactose, any milk, like I can't do raw milk. And I used to drink milk like crazy because I get bloated. I can't break down the sugars and the lactose anymore because I stopped. And my body doesn't need the enzymes to break it down anymore because I'm not drinking milk. You don't want to do that to all foods, that you're so limited because you're not learning how to seal up the small intestinal wall and rebalance bacteria in the large intestine. That's the reason why you're reacting. That's the reason why you have histamine. That's the reason why you feel terrible eating plants. You're toxic. It's not that these plants are trying to kill you, like a lot of gurus will clickbait and say things like that. You literally must have a strong gut. Our hunter-gatherers would eat seasonally. Yeah. Fiber helps you produce, well, it actually ferments in the gut, which helps seal the gut wall. And it helps Velcro to good bacteria to keep your health in checks and balances. Do carnivore for the short term to take down the inflammation. Now work on your gut. How do you do it? You rotate your foods. You get the highest quality of food. You get your cortisol down. Connect to a circadian rhythm. And it depends on what type of issues you have. You might look for asparagus, tiny amounts, like a teaspoon. Find that prebiotic fiber. Yes, probiotics, take them down the line. Once you get the stress down, the gut wall starts healing, and now you can add in some probiotics, not the fermented foods. Not yet. That's like the last bus stop when you know you're healed. I mean, the gut wall is sealed. So, carnivore has its benefits for the very short term. Now get off before you start losing N-methyltransferase and diamine oxidase and start developing electrolyte imbalances and constipation. And if you think these gurus have been doing carnivore, so they say, for 20 years, and they're amazing, they're lying. Period. Because your electrolytes are completely always on the fringe of tanking. Because without carbohydrates, you're dumping minerals via the kidneys nonstop. How do I know? Because I've been doing this stuff for almost 18 years. And there are problems that come with it. Do not get it twisted. If you're not in ketosis, your blood sugar bounces. Yes, your blood sugar bounces, your thyroid takes a hit, your reproductive hormones take a hit when you're high protein and you're not in ketosis. You can't seal up the gut wall unless you're producing N-methyltransferase and diamine oxidase and strengthen the gut wall with rest. It's not just about the diet, and it's not just about cutting out a bunch of plants. It's a whole incredible lifestyle change. And I'll go more into it because, like, quality of food and the timing of your food and how do you titrate back up, reintroduce plants. How do you do it? It's very specific to the individual. Comment below, did I confuse you when I said stop doing carnivore? And guess what? You can't do videos today without clickbait. It's horrible. As you guys can see, I've been around longer than all these gurus, but I have the smallest follow base, or people who have subscribed, rather subscription base to my channel, because I never clickbaited. I hated it. It's the reason why you watch my videos and I don't push sponsors. Well, I have sponsors, I just don't push them. I should, but I don't, because I'm not focused just on making the dollar. We need to make a dollar to survive, but I don't focus on it. So this is the reason why you'll see these stupid titles, because the friggin' internet makes you do it, or your videos don't get watched. It's kind of sad. But within, once people find me, they can get some solid information based on the people that I've worked with. Comment below, share this content, share my channel. Don't forget to subscribe. My Instagram is Stephanie Ketogenic. My Facebook fan page is Stephanie the Business Person. You can join my course where I cover all 3 diets: keto, carnivore, low carb, high fat. And no, I haven't done what I eat in a day, because you can't follow what I eat, because we're all different. But I digress. My website is stephanieperson.com. If you need a consultation, you need to speak to me directly. It's kind of hard when people ask very specific questions in the comment section, because I watch when I don't know more. So consider a consultation or joining my course at $15 a month. This is how I survive, but I love what I do. At least I love what I do. And I'm out. Peace.